Hello. Hello. So the well-dressed mage. This was one I wanted to look at. However, the stipulations on this mod, the requirements, kind of make this mod not so nice. You either have to buy everything from a vendor, and they don't really tell you in the description here, which is unfortunate. That means you have to go out. If you want to read the details, you have to go hunt this down on Nexus, which from the Xbox itself is inconvenient. I mean, of course, most people do have a computer and you can go look that up, but it's, like I say, it's inconvenient. So everything is really either added to vendors. Matter of fact, I think everything was added to vendors except for possibly the Archmage robe, which was supposed to be kind of special and you had to complete certain quests and things. I have a guy who has completed all the quests, but I could not actually create that robe, even though I have completed all those quests and I am the Archmage and I've done all the quests for the college, even what are those disturbance things where you go and do those? I've even done some of that. So I'm going to look around at some of the vendors and see if we can find some of these and maybe buy some. But because of that, it's kind of a pain. Nonetheless, I'm going to take you through some of this and I'll try to show you some of the vendors. This is a case where it would have been a lot better mod that you could really play and have some fun with if they had just put it like on the forge or even just put it in a barrel somewhere, towards the beginning of the game where you could grab it. I went and looked in the QA room and I didn't find anything there for it, so I couldn't find any chest or anything there where I could get everything and take a look at it. So like I said, I've been a little disappointed in this, but let's go ahead and we'll go through it anyway. It is the well-dressed mage. Now this is, I believe this person ported this. Well, I don't know. They have the description set here as if they did this themselves. So this could be the original mod author by a different name, but you'll notice in the picture it's by Irindo, and it appears the porter is Farah and Shia. I don't know if they're the same person or not. All right, so the size of this mod is not that big. That's why I was really interested in it, and I thought it could be fun. It's under 69 megabytes, so it's not that big. If you had easy access to this stuff, it would be cool, but if you can't even get to this stuff until you're well into the game, then it kind of spoils the idea of it. And what I would be interested in anyway would be the unenchanted versions, not the ones that are all enchanted. So that's just me. I'm particular that way. So for me, I probably would not use this mod, okay? But that doesn't mean that this is a bad mod or it doesn't do what it says it does, because from what I can tell, it does. I was just having trouble finding the unenchanted versions and getting what I wanted out of this even after I had looked it up. So anyway, let's move on. Let's get into the game. I have a dude that's already, and he's like level 68 or somewhere's around in that area. And, let's see if we can find some of this stuff and purchase it and take a look at it. I'm not going to hunt down every vendor, and you can go out to the Nexus and look this up and find out who has what. But that kind of makes it, again, to me, it makes it clunky and inconvenient and just not fun when you do things that way. Okay, but that's me. Other people have different ideas, and yes, you can justify the logic behind it any number of different ways. I'm not really concerned about that. I speak about me personally, subjectively, from a practical standpoint. That's all I'm referring to. So, all right, enough of that rambling. Let's move on. We're going to get in the game. I've got a dude here. All right, so we're here in the college, and I've forgotten exactly who I was talking to, but you're supposed to...
Excuse me, Enter. Might I have a moment?
Oh, Enter must be up above. You're supposed to be able to buy some different pieces from different people. Let's see what Tofter has for sale here. Maybe he has something. Look under apparel. Now there's a mantle. Okay, so he does have a piece. Now you notice it's expensive. It's not cheap, okay? But he does have the mantle of alteration. He does have a robe of alteration. I don't know. Let's get one of those. I'm not going to buy everything. Well, tell you what, I have plenty of money. Let's buy one of everything from him. And we'll just see if any of this... And, oh, here's a master's cowl and a master's mantle. Okay, let's grab those. You can find some pieces. I'm not, I'm not trying to be super negative on the mod. I just don't like this idea. And it does cost you a lot of money, but by the end of the game, I will say by the end of the game, you probably have plenty of money.
Because I seem to recall doing...
Hold on, I want to go up and see.
At which point you assured me that you'd cover my expenses. And that, my nervous little friend, has not happened. Would you care to comment on that, perhaps?
Perhaps we can go another few decades without a disaster. That would be nice.
Let's see if he has anything.
You're here for more than
Oh, he's not. Well, what do you...
I've got coin, and I've got merchandise. Let's see what we can do.
Yeah, let's see what you got, dude. Nope, he doesn't have anything. I thought he might have some stuff, because I was thinking he was supposed to have the unenchanted stuff, but I'm disappointed. All right, so anyway, now like I said, I had looked this up, and I know that we have to find the vendors, and there are some other vendors, like we can look at the guy at Dragon's Reach, and maybe I'll just go out there and grab a few things, and then we'll take a look at what we have. I'm not going to... after my recent adventure with a 2-hour spotlight, which was way over the top, I'm not going to go back and do all that again. So instead, we're going to head out to Dragon's Reach. All right, so I bumped into Colette here, and she has some stuff for sale.
For those with a talent
so I want to show you that. Now I'm still at the Mage's College, and she has a few things. I'm going to buy one of everything she has. Some of it's going to be normal. I think some of this is just normal stuff, but we're going to check it out. She does have, however, an expert's cowl and mantle, which we may want, and the mantle of restoration, which we might want. Like I said, I'm going to buy one of everything. My dude has lots of money, and it's really not a big deal. I just find it inconvenient to have to run around and buy everything. Let's see. I thought there was someone else out here. Where did they go? Well, maybe that was my imagination. I thought someone else was out here. All right. So we're going to continue on to Dragon's Reach and go see the court wizard there. All right, so we're in Dragon's Reach. Let's go see.
Hey, I know who you are. Hail Sithis.
Oh, she's talking to me. Yes, I've been through everything on this character. Anyway, who is this guy? There he is. That's. I kind of remade him. Anyway, who's this dude? Sin, you're not supposed to be in here. What are you doing in here? Ah, here we go. So let's check out Farengar's stuff.
Smile on you.
Take a look.
What do you have for sale, dude? He should have something for us. Now I'm going to just buy one of everything, and then we'll have to check it out. He doesn't have a lot, but he does have the mantle of conjuration. Why does he have a belted tunic? I'm not going to buy that. I withhold the right to refuse to waste my money on things I don't want. All right, so I'll tell you what. Let's find us a good place. This room over here looks well lit. And I just called this guy Well because I want him to do the well-dressed Mage's outfits. This isn't bright enough, is it? Let's go find a nice bright area. Maybe in here, maybe at the fire. Let's see how he looks like that. Oh, that looks pretty good. The fire is going to get in the way a little bit, but overall, I think we can do this. All right. So let's take a look at what I've bought him. Now, first things first. Where's his stuff? Let's take his stuff off. There are some things here where I was testing out a lot of stuff, so I apologize for that. I had forgotten that I was doing all that testing. But nonetheless, I wanted to jump in and do a show here. I've been working on that monstrosity, which you will have seen it by now, I'm sure. You can tell I made him from jade. That's so funny. But that's okay. I just want to turn off. Okay, here we go. Let's take this stuff off. All right. So, here he is in all his glory, right? And he's a pretty tough-looking dude. So, we're going to see. Do we just want to start here? Wait, maybe we should start with the novice stuff. I was going way too fast. Let's slow down. Okay, so we have novice robes. Let's see if that's anything different. That is nothing different. Novice robes, nothing different there. Novice hood. No, I don't see anything really different there. He's not. Okay, I have a weird. That's unrelated. Forget that. That's unrelated. Let's move on. That's another thing. And the way they did this, it's hard to tell what belongs to this mod and what doesn't. Like, here's the mantle. You take the robe. There's the mantle. And there's the master's cowl. But I don't know what to wear that with. If I put on any robe, it covers him up. If I put on, how about this? Nope. He's still covered. See, the idea... See, they're not really selling me everything, are they? So that's a mantled college robe. Yeah, this is the problem with this mod, is you got to find all the right pieces that go together. And see, I have found, like, the master's cowl and the master's mantle, but the robes I'm wearing are not the right robes. I need the robes that are intended to be worn with this. Otherwise, he doesn't have any pants. Which is kind of funny, but doesn't really help me, and it doesn't show what we wanted to show. And that's another problem with not being able... Okay, so this is just a different mantle. Again, which is fine. And this is a different mantle and a different cowl. Not much difference, really. Okay, that's fine. But see, then you put this on, and there's nothing sexy there. His midriff or his little abs or whatever you want to call it, they're all covered up. Okay, I'm not finding. See, that's a problem. And this is like, yeah, that's not gonna do it. So this is disappointing, and I'm not going to waste a lot of time on this, because I thought this would be something we could get into and look at and do. And you really should be able to get into this and do this easily, but they've not made it. They've not made it so that it's easy. They've actually made it so that it's difficult. And all they needed to do was make it so that you could find everything in an easy way and use it. Okay. Alright, so this isn't working for me, and I may have, you know what, I'm going to get out and I'm going to check, and I'm going to turn off some other mods, okay? Just in case I've got something that is causing a problem. Alright, so I have taken and turned off any mods that would have any chance at all of conflicting. And let's see. He still has the mantle, which looks okay. The mantle appears to also have kind of a belt style thing with it. You take that hood off. Let's take that off for a minute. Now, watch around his waist. You can also see he gets a little bit of a belt, which I'm not opposed to, honestly. But the problem I'm finding is that none of these robes are the robes that you expect to go with these mantles. There's nothing to go with these mantles. Unless you're supposed to wear... Are you supposed to wear something else with this? Without... I don't know. I don't know what else we're supposed to wear with this. I guess that's the problem. Let's give him some boots. Okay, so now he has some boots. Let's give him, if you give him brown robes, then he has the mantle over top. But that doesn't suit what we were supposed to be going for. We were supposed to be going for, kind of a sexy dude look. And I mean, we're trying to go for a tough guy look where he has, let's see, how those boots look better? Oh, those boots look pretty good. All right, anyway, I'm getting distracted with boots. But nonetheless, we need a robe that goes with this mantle. And so far, I'm not finding any robe out of all the robes I purchased that go with these mantles. Like, here is a different mantle, and it looks different, and I like the look of it. He doesn't have any pants to go with this. And then the cowl, I think the cowl looks good. Look at that. But where's the robe that goes with this? Where's the pants? He needs pants. And they're just not giving it to you, and I don't know where to find it. So, to me, they've made this mod, unfortunately, more complicated than it needs to be. They didn't replace all the robes in the game so that they would be pants for the guys. And so every robe I put on really messes up the whole look and feel that we're going for. And I went and turned off any mod that I thought could have any chance of messing with things. And there just wasn't any, there's not anything else. Those are those monk robes that are invisible. They don't work. But anyway, this is not it's not working out for me. I guess that's the best way to put it. It's just not. We're not finding the robes that we want. Okay, let's do the ragged trousers. Now, if you do the ragged trousers, okay, I have found a way to make this kind of work. If you have the ragged trousers, which would leave him without any top, then it works. But that doesn't look good. I really wanted some magey looking pants, I guess you could also find, is it Sun's armor, Tsun? You could do his armor and pair it with this. Maybe that's an idea, and maybe that's what they intend for you to do, but that's not the way they described it. If you wear any kind of tunic, it doesn't look good. The ragged trousers is okay. I don't think I have Sun's armor here. No, I don't. Let's go see if we can find that, though. So bear with me. I will meet you probably in the cheat room in a minute. Okay, so I think I found a couple of options for us other than the ragged trousers. There's Sun's armor or Sun's armor and boots. That would give you kind of a warrior mage appearance. I know this probably isn't the best, but you could mix and match this with some other things, and this would be one option, something like that. There was something else I found. If you remember, there is a fur armor that would also work with this, if we can find the right one. I think it's this one. If you do, well, that one has a little bit of a mantle that gets in the way. Still, it's possible to use that. How about this one? This one has no mantle. So here you have a fur. Did I do any fur boots? I don't think I did any fur boots. Nonetheless, fur-lined boots. How about that? Let's try that. Anyway, so you could do a fur, and you basically have a fur kilt, and then you have the mage mantle and stuff. So this mod does, I think, what it meant to do and what it's supposed to do. It gives you some mantles, and it gives you some hoods. The problem with it is that in the game, if you don't have another mod or something that gives you some pants, you don't really end up with pants because none of the robes are changed, and I could not find any robe that allowed me to wear the mantle and hood and wear robes. So I guess you have to mix and match or find a different mod to go with it that will give you pants. And a lot of this stems from the problem of when Bethesda was moving from Oblivion to Skyrim, they stupidly decided, well, we're not going to have pants and shirts anymore. We're just going to have one piece of armor. But underneath the hood, they didn't really change the coding for that. And so modders are still able to make suits that are pants and shirt, even though the game, Skyrim, does not really have that in it as items. Everything they made is pants and shirt. It's all one piece. But modders can still make two pieces because the coding for the two pieces is still there in the game. Bethesda just kind of tried to hide it, and they should have just left it alone, but whatever. Nonetheless, that's enough grumping about Bethesda, who gave me a lot of trouble trying to get back onto the mod server and stuff. Nonetheless, and I don't know how many times I'm going to say that either, this has been the Well-Dressed Mage mod. I'm going to show you the mod one more time. So this has been the Well-Dressed Mage. Under 69 megabytes. It seems to do what it says it does. However, the robes, it says it adds robes, but the robes, all the robes I'm looking at, all the robes I find, are full robes, and they don't really go with the mantle and the cowl. So without them adding this somewhere that makes sense, I had some of these robes in my inventory, and none of them worked. So I think there might be a problem with the robes. However, if you can find what they say here, because they also mention this great coat and fur shawl and the gloves and all that, and some of that you're supposed to be able to craft, but I could not craft it. I could not find it to be able to craft it, and I have done all the appropriate quests. It's just implemented in an inconvenient way, makes it a little difficult to use, and the robes are not readily available or findable, so you kind of have to find your own pants. Now, you'll notice I turned off anything else that affected armors, and all these really shouldn't have had any conflict anyway, but I turned everything else off, okay? And unfortunately for me, I can't really get this to work the way I want it to. However, I did try to show you some options where you can get it to work even if you can't find these robes. Now, it could be that those robes are somewhere and I just can't find them. I don't know. I went to a lot of the vendors in the game and I bought robes. You saw me buy robes and different things, and that didn't seem to work. And I was testing this more than what you've seen here, and I still did not really find any robes that worked. So, nonetheless, overall, the mod is interesting. It's a good idea. But like I said, it's just implemented in an inconvenient way. So, if there was, either put these things on the forge or on the rack so that we can craft them, or give us a location to get them rather than going and finding a vendor who may or may not, and take away the quest requirement. That's just, I'm sorry, this stuff is just silly when you make it that difficult. It's hard for someone to come into their game and play through the game the way they want, because we're talking about items of clothing, just appearance items, and they shouldn't really be, blocked off by all that stuff. By the time you become the Archmage, you've done a lot of the game, and by the time you go through and do all those quests, at that point, you've done a lot of the game, and being able to craft those at that time, it's kind of like, well, okay, that's nice, but now I'm already level 30 or 40, and I don't care anymore, so just me subjectively. I know, grumpy old man, right? All right, anyway, hopefully we'll have some better things after this. For me, subjectively, I'm not really totally into this. All right, okay, so thanks for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will catch you later. This has been an OwwThatSmarts production.
Farewell, 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 goodbye, goodbye, goodbye.